so amazed by, sorry.
I'm like, how many people are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds going to ruin before they're done?
You chose to jump, so congrats, Blake, on your little
Hi and welcome to Blossom Talk. I'm Sashti Flo, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood and a lot about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal drama. And I will talk about that today as well. First of all, I wanted to thank you so much for all your support. You guys are so amazing, not only to me, but to other content creators as well that are finding themselves in the middle of this crazy mess right now. I did put a link to my PayPal account in my latest video, and I don't want to make a big fuss about it, but if you feel like contributing to the legal defense that I have to put up with, I really appreciate it. If not, the best way you can help is like and share and comment and create engagement and conversation around this, because I think this is not only about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni anymore. This is a bigger issue, and it involves all of our privacy. But before we get more serious here, I wanted to share this satirical photo that someone created of Blake Lively and Judge Lyman. I thought this was hilarious. If you missed the major viral moment when the CEO of Astronomer was caught cheating with the chief of HR from the same company at a Coldplay concert, this photo was everywhere. The video was everywhere this weekend. And someone made this with Blake and Lyman. And I thought it was really well done and very funny. So as you know, a lot of us have been subpoenaed, and some content creators started fighting back in court already. So 2 people already sent in letters to the judge. The first one, I'm not going to say her name because she asked to be anonymous in the filing. Of course, the court did not respect that and they put her name in the filing, but I'm not going to do that here. So, but I did read her entire argument here, and she's pretty spot on. She is making such good arguments against this subpoena and pointing out a lot of mistakes that Blake Lively's team did by filing this. She also is going to report Ezra Hudson, Blake Lively's attorney, to the Bar Association. She is definitely on fire, and I do not think that Blake Lively's team is expecting to get so much backlash from this, but this is just the beginning, I'm telling you. Also, Lauren did an amazing job filing on her own, standing on her own feet, fighting against this major beast that is trying to take us all down and to take our voices away. Of course, they didn't steal her personal information either, which seems to be the thing here, that they want to everyone to know where we live and our phone numbers, and of course our bank accounts and credit cards as well. If you've watched my latest video, I spoke to an ex-user as well who's also been subpoenaed. They subpoenaed 20 people on X. I mean, this is out of control at this point, and I've been watching some of the other content creators when they're talking about it. And it's definitely starting to really affect people emotionally. Because imagine if you get accused of something that you didn't do. I mean, I know what it feels like already, because they already did that to me in December in that article that New York Times wrote, and they painted me as a collaborator of Justin Baldoni and insinuated that I was working with them and getting paid. But now they're doing it to all these other people as well. And that feeling of hopelessness, and when people don't believe you, is really, really devastating.
So there's nothing that I have done that would warrant these people accessing my IP addresses, my bank account information, my credit card numbers. This is invasive and inappropriate, and I maintain that this is being used as a means to punish people. I've got people accusing me and everyone else affected by this of all kinds of things now, with absolutely no evidence to show that we've done anything except freely speak about a matter of public interest. And at the end of the day, if people are still accusing me of all manner of things, then it's because they never really cared about the truth. They just don't like me. So I need to let them not like me and not try to punish them for that.
Yeah, Lauren also said, you know, she didn't start talking about this feud until after Blake Lively filed her lawsuit, meaning that Tag and Baldoni's team had already ended their relationship. Their contract was out. They were only hired during the promotion of It Ends With Us or after that to control everything. Do you really think that after that lawsuit that they would contact people after she filed that lawsuit. And also someone I spoke about here on my channel, Janessa, the astrologer, who was dragged into this. She recently shared some of her thoughts on her channel and how this affects her. And she almost broke into crying when talking about it.
I have been so amazed by, so amazed by the support that you have shown me. I was a very small channel before all of this, and you have just shown up with such encouragement and kindness, and I can't put into words how much that means to me.
So we can't forget the actual emotional impact of it is for all of us to have to deal with something like this. But your guys' support means so much. You have no idea. Another content creator who's come out now, her name is Spill Sesh on YouTube. She's a quite big channel. She has 800,000 subscribers or 820,000 subscribers. And she was as shocked as all of us. And she pointed out in this video that she started off really supporting Blake Lively. She created a lot of videos supporting her and saying that Justin Baldoni that was terrible what he did. She was basically really pro Blake until Justin Baldoni's evidence dropped. Then she started being more critical towards Blake. They served her a subpoena as well. And as she said, she hasn't talked about this for a while now. She's felt she needed a little break from it all because people were getting fatigued. And then, poof, there is her subpoena as well.
So there's like this question of the privacy aspect, which is like what my team is concerned with is like, you know, what happens with this information afterwards? Is this going to be on public record?
I'm like, how many people are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds going to ruin before they're done? And thank you, Nicole, for sending me this. Actually, this is a reminder of what Mike Gottlieb, Blake Lively's attorney, said back in the day when Wayfair parties wanted to subpoena Taylor Swift, or they handed her a subpoena. And he was quoted saying, you have to ask the question then, why are these people being subpoenaed? Do they have any actual relevance in the case at hand? Then he continued to say, you can't just go around subpoenaing people because they're famous and you think it will generate a bunch of headlines, and the federal courts don't tolerate that kind of behavior. But it's okay to subpoena us because we're regular people then. Just don't go around subpoenaing famous people because that's not okay. But regular people, you can do it with. Is that your argument here, Mike Gottlieb? He says the federal courts don't tolerate that kind of behavior. So if they don't tolerate that kind of behavior, should they then tolerate your kind of behavior here? There was also another filing last week that made Blake Lively supporters go crazy. They thought, oh, we found out what really happened here. So Blake Lively's team is asking TAG, the talent agency group run by Melissa Nathan, to remove the protective order around the list of people that they said they had contact with. So TAG had contact with journalists and content creators, Blake Lively's team is claiming, and they said that they have seen this list, but it's only for attorneys' eyes, and they want it to become public. I don't know really the reasoning for that. But then, of course, all these Blake Lively supporters were like, yes, all these content creators were in that list, and that's why they went after them. That is a complete lie. I, as you know, have never spoken to anyone at TAG, anyone at the Wayfair parties, anyone related to Baldoni in any way. I've never spoken to any of them. And I trust my colleagues here when they say that they haven't either. I don't know for sure if any of them have gotten tips from them, but that's a very different story than actually claiming that someone got paid to smear someone. I mean, if you read any story in any media outlet, it's a lot of the time, especially regarding this case, it says a source says, a source says. That's because they got tips from Blake Lively's team or from Baldoni's team. That's how it works. But that doesn't mean they got paid to write about it or to talk about it. And also, of course, they made Blake Lively look like a victim again. Now they're trying to turn this whole situation around after subpoenaing us, after trying to silence us. They're trying to again make Blake Lively the victim, and they're using Andy's phone call Andy from Popcorn Planet, I don't know if you saw that, but he actually called Blake Lively's office, lawyer's office, and he recorded the conversation. He said in the beginning of the conversation, this is a recorded conversation, and the receptionist kept talking, and now they're saying in this filing that one subpoenaed content creator even went so far as to record a call with a receptionist from Ms. Lively's attorney's office without express consent, and then posted the recording on YouTube. And then they have a link to Andy's video when he caught them in lying and saying they knew nothing about these subpoenas. It's so wild to me how they're twisting things around the way they're doing. It's like you were caught in lying and then you attack the other person. This is like typical narcissist behavior, by the way. But anyways, the content creator further used the recording to make false, inflammatory remarks about Ms. Lively and her counsel, and is seeking to fundraise based on the recording and his remarks. He's not seeking to fundraise based on the recording and his remarks. He's seeking to fundraise to fight for his rights against you invading his privacy and for finishing off the documentary that he started doing, which is much more balanced than all the documentaries that I've seen so far.
My name is Andy Singer. I'm on a recorded line just trying to get on record whether I was subpoenaed via Google by you guys. There's a lot of creators. We're all just trying to understand if this is real or if it's not. Is there any way for you to help me get someone in the office to go on record to let us know that we are, whether these subpoenas are real, or particularly just mine, if that's all you can tell me?
At the moment, we're still trying to figure out everything that's going on because we've been getting a bunch of calls all morning. We're not like too sure, to be honest with you. We just do reception. I'm not too sure. We were just told to take a message until everything's was figured out. Ezra personally told us to take message, so we're trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm not too sure, to be honest.
So she's unaware herself.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure out something. We're all trying to figure it out.
Okay, so you're trying to figure out whether you subpoenaed Google. You don't even know.
No, I'm just reception, sir.
Watching Blake Lively's lawyers, I mean, they're just crooks. These people are just liars. We caught them in lying, and now they're trying to turn this around to make them look like victims. Anyways, this is very interesting. So it ends with lawsuits. This Instagram account that posts a lot about, obviously, it ends with the lawsuit. Posted this video that Bethany Frankel, the Real Housewives of New York, the reality star who's very active on social media, she posted this video on TikTok on February 3rd. And she says that she has been contacted by one of the sides. Just listen to this.
None of us know what actually happened, but I will tell you that one side tried to reach out to me to discuss it, and my opinion about it was the following. This is exactly what I said to them. It's a botch job. And this was in the beginning. I was like, this is a botch job. You botched it. The way you start a race is often how you finish.
So why hasn't Blake Lively's team subpoenaed Bethany Frankel if they believe that the Wayfair parties have contacted people to speak negatively about Blake Lively? Why haven't they contacted her? Maybe because they're the ones that contacted her to speak positively about Blake Lively? I don't know. It really sounds like that from the rest of this video where Bethany Frankel talks about, don't start something that you're not ready to finish and you're not ready to sacrifice everything, basically slaughtering how this has dragged so many people into it. And who started this? As we know, Blake Lively started this. Yeah, so this is a very good point. Why is she not subpoenaed Mike Gottlieb and Ezra Hudson? Also, someone sent me this Forbes article that I found very relevant right now. This is so interesting because, as you know, Blake Lively is trying to prove that there was a smear campaign against her. Okay, so listen to this. This article was in Forbes in May 2024, before It Ends With Us hit the theaters. There was a story here about how TikTokers specifically, or influencers, were pushing back on celebrities. They said they called it the digitin movement, and it's the digital gelatin. So TikTokers started to block celebrities who stayed silent on important matters. They're saying that we gave you your platform, now we want it back. Some of these celebrities were Taylor Swift, Kim Kardashian, Lizzo, I think also J-Lo. They went really hard after her. They wanted these celebrities to be held accountable by the very people who made them famous. So this was a very well described movement, the digitin. And at this point, Blake Lively came along. This is when people started to criticize her for her wardrobe, and it ends with us. They had already criticized her for her promoting booze when she wasn't even drinking it. So this is a story from The Independent from June 2023. They did a story saying non-drinker Blake Lively sparks backlash with launch of alcohol brand. Genuinely confused. Lively confirmed drinking isn't my thing as she launched new brand. So the Betty Booze brand and Betty Buzz brand was a disaster when she launched it in 2023. And then she tried again during It Ends With Us, and it backfired dramatically. It was a huge disaster. And that combined with the fact that she was pushing her hair products as well, made people go like, no, Blake Lively, this is not okay. We don't like you for the way you're treating the subject of this movie. The other celebrities that were called out in this digital movement that they called here the digital class war, they did not call out this as a smear campaign against them that was organized like a retaliation. They just sat there and took it. Blake Lively, on the other hand, she wanted to blame her backlash, as you know, on Justin Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties. She is a part of a shift in our culture and the shift in how we actually look at celebrities. And as we know now, Ryan Reynolds' company Maximum Effort was behind the promotion of It Ends With Us. And of course, he's behind the promotion of Betty Buzz and Betty Booze. And the thing is, Ryan Reynolds has self-proclaimed himself to be this marketing genius, and he completely misjudged the audience for It Ends With Us, and he could not sell Blake Brown the products. So now this is interesting. I didn't think about it this way, but now you know Blake Lively has been told by the judge that she needs to hand over her finances to the Wayfarer team. She needs to show her losses because she's claiming she lost so much on her product line because Justin Baldoni smeared her. And now they want evidence, like show us all your financial losses due to this smear campaign. And this puts Ryan Reynolds in a terrible light because he, as you know, is the marketing genius here. So why couldn't he help save Blake Lively from this negative press and backlash online? And if he's so good at what he does, how come he had one disastrous campaign after the other with Blake Lively's products? Now we might be able to see how much money he lost. We know it's his money, it's his business decisions, it's his marketing. We know he's a control freak, so we know he was behind all of this as well. And this looks really bad for him and his brand. When this financial information comes out, we will see how terrible the return of investment was for Ryan Reynolds on these campaigns. And that's what he's going to show us, because we know that it's only because of Blake Lively and the way she's acted in public and the way she smeared herself that made her products not sell. I don't know if they were even good. Some people said that the hair products were terrible. I haven't tasted her Betty products, but this will prove that Ryan Reynolds is terrible at marketing. He has to own these mistakes. So this is kind of a double-edged sword for them to say that, hey, we lost so much money on this. And at the same time, Ryan Reynolds with his maximum effort saying that I'm a genius at this. Anyway, someone sent me this video and I thought what she said here is so spot on. And it also emphasizes exactly what I talked about here, that this is a movement that have been seeing the last couple of years, that we want to see the people in power take accountability and take responsibility for what they're doing. She's mentioning Jeffrey Epstein and how the left and the right has come together. And I think this is exactly what we've seen here as well.
We have two timelines pulling apart, splitting apart from each other, and unexpected beings like Jeffrey Epstein. Who would have thought that such poison could be turned into medicine? That's exactly what's taking place right now. Look at what's going on in the hearts and the minds of humanity. There's outrage, and it's everywhere. It's from the left, it's from the right. It's from two different timelines that seem so far apart from each other that for the first time are demanding the same thing, and that is we want the truth. We want the answers. We want authenticity.
And I couldn't agree more. Right now, it's hard to see the silver lining for a lot of people. We've been dragged into this, and this could cost us a lot of money to defend ourselves against this. But at the same time, we are holding people responsible, and we are not backing down. And that's because of you guys, because you are here and you are so supportive and you are so amazing, and we are like this strong community here. And yeah, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you guys so much. So I wanted to end this video with something beautiful. So this amazing singer called Sonette made her own version of my song, Congrats on Your Little Bump. And I thought it was so amazing and so beautiful, and she put so much work into it. So I wanted to play you a little part of it. I'll leave a link in the description as well, so you can go and watch the entire video over at her channel and show her some love. I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Flawsome Talk. And I'll see you in my next one.
Oh, Hollywood hearts.